welcome back to our channel. I hope you are enjoying this Python series. So in this series we are going to continue with another topic, that's Python function. So we'll see from definition, what the definition of Python, how to use, how to define, how to declare, how to execute. So each and every part we'll see in this Python function. So let's start with this Python function. So Python function is a block of a statement that returns a specific task. So here we'll just break it down. So this function is block of a statement. What is this block of a statement? That return a specific task. Of a statement, that means sometime we are going to write a line of code, and the same line of code we need to use for multiple purpose. So on that time we need to write same line of code again and again. So in that time what we do, we just make those line of code inside the function, and we can call that function whenever we need. We'll see each and everything here. So that's a block of statement that return a specific task. Allow to execute the reusable code without a repetition of code. If we have to change similar change in multiple places, then we can use this function and do the change in one place, and it will be useful wherever we are going to call this function. So let's the benefit of this function. So mainly whenever you use this function, so in what it will do, it will increase code readability and increase this code reusability. What does it mean by reusability? So that means one time you are writing and multiple time you can execute, you can call this function. So now what we can do, we'll see like how to define this function. So if you are going to write, let's say take example, this is the def function, and that def function, so this, what is this def? So here when we write this function, so we need to give this keyword. This is the keyword, def keyword, and then we need to give some then we can give any name of the function. So function name, and we need to give parameter. So we need to give parameter. So what will be there? So this is the def is the keyword, this is the function name, and then we are passing this parameter. Inside that what we are doing, we are writing a line of code. We are writing line of code statement, you can say. So what we are doing, that is the body, that's called a body. What is this? This is the body of a statement. And now what we'll do, either we can return or we can print. If you want to print here, so we can see both way. Either we want to print or we want to return this function. Who call this function will return to them, and then they will print. So here let's take example with return. So what we are going to return expression. After execution we can return this. So like that we are going to define this function. So that is for that is how to define for function. Take one small example. In that small example, let's see, like a student, or maybe you can take student 1, and then we are taking some value like 40, 50, just I'm taking random value, and then what we'll do, we'll take like some marks. What we can do, we can marks like a sum of this student marks. That basically actually sum of marks, I can say some marks. And then what we are doing, we'll get some total subject, how many subject we are going to use. So total subject, that means this is that 40 is one subject, 50 is one subject, and 70 is one subject marks. So this all basically it's a marks of that particular subject. So what we'll do, we'll just get this array, sum of this array, that means sum of this student, then we'll get this total sub. And now what we need to do, finally we need to get some total average, or you can say total average. And what we'll do, what is the how to get this average? So we will take this sum of this marks divided by this total sub. So this value we are getting, it's a total average. So what we'll do, we'll print that is the student 1 marks, and we can print like that. Or what we can do, we can just let's take this formatting a string, and then after you can print like that. So what we are doing, total, we are passing total average. So if you get this around this, so what you are doing, you are getting student 1 marks this. So let's say like in this class we have a student 1. Now what we need to do, we need to find for student 2. So what we will do, we'll take we'll make a copy and we'll run for student 2. I'm just trying to make you understand why function is required. Even though we have already line of code and we are using everything working fine, but why we need function? So for that purpose, so here you see, like now I have a student 1, now I'm preparing for a student 2. So in a student 2, what we are doing, in a student 2, we just change the name. So now you can see, student, okay, let me change this value, then we can make some difference. So now you can okay, we need to do total average, and what we'll do, this is the 2, this is the 2, here this this is not required, so that's fine. But what we can do, total average, let's make this total average 2. So here what we are doing, so now you can see, so student 1 marks 53, student 2 marks 67. So now we have a 2 student, so we can find like that. But let's assume in the class we have 50 student, we have 100 student. So see this line of code, how many line of code we need to write for one student. So similar, we need to find for 10 student, 100 students. So on that time what we need to write that many line of code. So to avoid this writing this code that many time, what we do, we create one function. So how to create a function? So let's take like a definition, and then we can give this total average. And then what we can do, we can just pass this marks. So what we are doing, we are passing this marks. So we can give like student marks, and we can call this, and this marks, what will let me remove this, or let me make a copy. What I can do, I can make a copy in another next cell. What we can do, I can make a copy in this cell. Let me remove this. So this is the reusable, that's fine. So what I'm doing, I'm going to do these changes. Okay, so in that what I'm going to do, let's remove this part, and what I'm going to do, I will just make this indentation, and now this part, what I can do, I will just call later. So let me put it down, and what I can do, so here we are getting this student marks. So let me do some changes. Here I can put this some marks, I am getting this student marks, some marks, and then so what I am doing, this student marks, and I'm just getting some, and the length of this student marks, just I am making this reusable, this code, so that whenever I need to call, I can use this. So student marks, now I got total, so some marks, total this marks, and instead of that, what I can do, I will just return. What I will do, I will return total average. So now this function is ready. So what I need to do, so this is the function definition. If I am, let's say, like I will go and I will call this function. Let me copy and you run. So see, this piece of code got executed, but nothing returned. Why it's not returned? Because we have just defined this function. We are not at all calling. So what we need to do, we need to call the function. After creating function, we need to call them. It will execute. So what I'm going to do, I am just calling this function, and then I need to pass. What I need to pass? I need to pass argument. We have seen here, like a function name, then parameter, and then this body of a statement, and it will return. So now what I am going to do, I have to pass. That means this student 1, I will pass. Let me make it a verb, and then I will pass this student 1, and since we are returning this value, so what we'll do, we can do like maybe total average and this. So what we have done, this function I have called, and this value what we are passing as a argument student1, student will go here, this name could be different also, and it will call, and then after what we are going to do, we can print this, we can print like we can print total, we can print a total average of the student marks. And what we can do, we can pass this, we can print this variable. Now if you see here, so what it's showing, total average, you can make it a total average. So total average of the student marks is this. So see, now here what we did, we wrote 2 times. Now here we don't need to write 2 times. What we need to do, we'll just call this function, or what we can do, maybe we can we can, let me make this copy the same student, and I will make for student 2, student 3. So what I am doing, student 2, I will just change some number, some random number I am just changing, and I will make maybe 65, then I will change 95, and similar I can change for this 60 is there, so I can make it 87, I can make 95, I can make 82. So that I will do, and then after this is for student result. So I'll make for result 2, just I am renaming so that separate I can see the value when it will print. So now I am making for student 3, just to check for 3 student, I am making student 3, then student 3, and total I can do here a student 3. So now we can see here for student 2, so so now what we can see for student 1, since this value we have seen already. Now what I have done, just I have copied student 1 to student 2. I have done some small changes in the value to show the difference, student 2, and then after I made student 3. So here you can see. So basically what I am doing, so earlier earlier what we need to do, if we want to calculate for student 1, then you do some sum, then average, and then again and again you have to do this computation. But now if you are using this function, so what you can do, basically what we are doing, we have 3 students, so we called this student total average function, we are calling 3 times. We like summarize this function, what basically function do. So in that what we can do, we can check here. So function is a block of code that perform a specific task. So here it's a block of code. In block of code, what we are doing, we are first checking the sum, and then after sum, and we are length of the numbers, how many marks we have. So you have 5 marks, 4 marks, and that we are dividing average. That means we are doing a block of code and we are performing this task. And whenever we write a function, we need to use this def function, def function we are doing, because this is the keyword. We use this def keyword to define the function. To bring function into action, we need to call. So just writing function is not sufficient, we need to call this function, so that function will execute and it will perform the task. And if we are defining this function but we don't have any value to execute, or we pass, so we can write pass is like a value. What it will do, it will just execute, it will skip all this line of code what we don't write, or we don't have to write something, and it returns a value from function, it executes the function. So like that. So this so that's the basic function definition. Here we have seen example, we have seen how we can write this function, how we can define the function. And that's it for this video. Please let me know if you have any question in comment section. I'll be happy to answer all your question. Please consider subscribing my channel if you like this video and it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in next video. Till that time, bye bye, take care, keep learning, keep growing.